What up, Razzballers? Welcome back to the program. We got another start sit for you. Happy had safe travels. Hope everyone's back where they need to be or on their way safely today and joining some final football. It's been a long week since Thursday, of course. We had some Friday football as well. Had some great JV games yesterday in college football. And, of course, we have the slate for today. It is week 13. Fantasy football playoffs are upon us. We have just another week or two, depending on our week settings. And we have 4 games already in books. We had Green Bay for the Chiefs, Cincinnati with the upset over the Ravens with Joe Burrow back, and the Bears, the most legit team in the NFL, which we're probably not going to talk about after this. We have another great slate for you here on the Razzball Fantasy Football Show. You can find everything on Razzball at football.razzball.com. Of course, you can find us at Razzball NFL on X. You can find myself at Sky Guasco. You can find Matty Styles at Styles08, Davey Cruz at Cruiser128, and Jefferson Keys are at Jefferson_21. Derek has a bye week this week. He'll be back next. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to week 13. We got 1 or 2 left here for our playoffs. We have a lot of fun and some spicy last-minute ditch efforts by yours truly and some others in our Razzball PPR leagues that we set up preseason. Styles still alive in the Guillotine League we'll talk about here in just a little bit. It's shaky, but you never know, man. You got to play the week out. Hopefully it happens. Of course, we have Razzball, which has gone off as well, so we're in the playoffs there as well. Also, Dave, if you want to give an update there, you're welcome to. And, of course, we have about 10 games left, too.
I really don't. I just found out this week the rules that are on the site are completely wrong. So,
how so?
So I've got some straightening. I've got some housekeeping to do.
Got it. Fair enough. All right, and the Razzballers, those of you who are still available, Bob, of course, are back-to-back Razzballs champions. Good luck and best wishes to everybody. Let's go around the horn here real quick. Favorite thing you had to grub on for Thanksgiving and most enjoyable football moment from the weekend. Styles, good morning. I'll kick it off with you.
I had ham and the Packers. Easy stuff.
Love it. Davey? Dave Cruz, can you hear us?
I can barely hear you.
Oh, am I out? Sorry, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you.
Sorry about that. Dave, can you go ahead with your food and your – I'll try to fix it out here.
Yep, had a lot of turkey and stuffing and vegetables, and it was a good little visit with my family up in Reno.
Nice. I love that. Can you guys hear me better now?
Yep.
Biggest little city in the world. Am I correct?
That's right.
That's what they claim.
Yeah. Dave, do you spend much time in Tahoe by chance?
Off and on. I love to go up there, but just don't get much of a chance to do it these days. But still got some life left, so we'll see. It's a beautiful area.
Absolutely is. Truckee, too. Very underrated. Jeff, how about you, buddy? Favorite food, favorite football?
Yeah, my dad, he smoked some turkey breast. It was really good. And then my wife's world-famous cranberry sauce. Had a little family competition. My sister made some. And, yeah, so that was fun. And then the football moment, it was not really a good moment because, as we all know, Mahomes went to Tech. And playing the Cowboys, being from Texas, so I got a lot of shit from the family when he lost to the Cowboys.
Makes sense. So is that a big Cowboys family?
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
Gross.
For me, yeah, likewise. Prayers up, Jeff. So, Jeff, cranberry sauce, or is that pretty basic?
No, she does the stuff she's always done, and it's really good. It's her little secret. I don't watch her. She just does it on her own.
Oh, that world famous. I get it. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. My favorite football. First of all, having 4 games this weekend was awesome. seeing AJ Brown come back to life the last 2 weeks has been great. The Eagles are not getting wins as that happens, but having him on fantasy teams, I picked him up in 3 of my 5 redraft leagues, just hoping for the best with everything that went on 2 weeks ago with the drama and him calling everybody out again. I was just hoping he was a buy low candidate in trades. 2 weeks in, he is. So I'm pretty hyped on that because I didn't give away much for him. So stoked on that for football. And for Thanksgiving, just safe travels. I did a lot of movement around here, up and over the mountains out here, and it was easy peasy. Got to see some family, and on the missus side of the family, we got some fucking tamales that were absolutely fire, dude. I ate probably like 12 of them. Might have been an overkill there, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. So hope everybody's had safe travels and delicious grubs. We got week 13 under wraps here. Of course, we do have 4 less games to cover, but nonetheless, we are covering them. We haven't had everybody here in the booth for a few weeks, and again, Deke is out this week. But I want to give a quick update on the pick'ems so far. Styles still in a commanding lead, but not as much. Jeff and Dave have been very interesting the last couple of weeks. Last week, Jeff went an astounding 12-2. Dave went 11-3. Styles and myself 10-4. Deke pulling up the rear at 8-6. Styles at 120-55. Jeff at Dave at 114-61. Jeff at 113-62, and I'm at 105-70. Derek tied in second there as well. All right, gentlemen, let's get into those questions. Jeff, if you could hit us with the first one, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, guys, please help with a quick flex. Full PPR, Brenton Strange, Tyjae Spears, Chris Rodriguez. Thanks, guys. I'm thankful for you guys and this Thanksgiving. Thankful for you too, brother. Thank you so much, Travis. Styles, we'll start with you, bud.
I want a quick shout out. Thank you guys for covering for me for a couple of weeks. As Sky knows, the other 2 guys, and Derek knows also. My best friend from high school passed away suddenly, so I haven't been really looking forward to being public facing. But it gets a little bit easier every day. So I would say on Thanksgiving, his wife asked all of us to remember the time we were with him and be thankful for that. So that's what we did. On a more fun note, he's a huge fantasy football guy. Another one of the high school buddies, we assigned the team to him, and he came out and put up the highest score of the season and won in his first week as a replacement. So no doubt my buddy Chris is watching down and loving what happened there. And for those that sleep on tamales as a pre-Thanksgiving meal, if you've never been a part of a community that the night before hand makes the masa and serves you tamales the night before Thanksgiving, you haven't truly lived. I've had it once. Family I went to visit when I was originally first in the Air Force. One of the people I went to tech school with, she came and picked me up in Central California, and they had a housekeeper that lived with them, and she handmade those tamales, and I probably had my share of 12 as well. Absolutely fantastic. So really neat tradition for those folks, and I would say, Sky, you win Thanksgiving by knowing how good that was for you. All right, enough personal banter. I don't need to be the personal interest story guy that they always show on College Game Day. So I'm going with Brenton Strange, and I'm not looking back.
Yeah, not real crazy about any of these matchups. Running on the Broncos is pretty difficult, and the Commanders aren't very good at running in to begin with. Not exactly sure how the Tennessee ground game is going to shape out from week to week. So I'm going to also go with Brenton Strange.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for me too. I'm going Strange. He is just getting all the targets when he's back. He's back finally healthy for the Jags. 5 targets, 93 yards, first game back. I like that. Tennessee doesn't really scare me either. And Spears, love him, but not this week against the Jags. And Chris Rodriguez just not looking good against the Broncos, giving up the second fewest points to running backs over the last month as well.
I agree. We're going to make it a 4-bar right off the bat here with Brenton Strange. Getting him back is big at the tight end position. Tyjae Spears has been okay. Of course, he can break a long run, but Tony Pollard is the least effective running back in the NFL entirely in yards per carry. That's not Tyjae Spears, but that is the Titans, and I don't like that at all. And Chris Rodriguez, I just don't want to trust right now with that offense. So Brenton Strange pretty easily for me. And welcome back, everybody. Styles, Jeff's had some time off as well. Dave and I have been holding it down for the most part, but we've also been in and out. So, Matt, condolences, of course, you and your buddy, and welcome back, everybody. And speaking of, our good man, Scotty Eminger. Good morning, buddy. Thank you for always supporting the program. Per usual, we have a super chat down here. If anybody else would like to contribute to the program and get your question read immediately, feel free to drop us 99 cents, couple grand, six figures, whatever you can afford on the holiday season. We'd appreciate it. Morning men, PPR League. At wide receiver, we got BTJ. You guys remember Brian Thomas? He was really good at LSU a few years ago. Super fun. Wandale.
I love him in the 80s.
How about that? How about this comparison? Brian Thomas Jr. or Wandale Robinson. Love to see that off the bat. Then we have Jawan Johnson. We have Darren Waller coming back after 2 months off, or Brenton Strange. I think we're going to have a lot of Brenton Strange questions. We need the upgrade because Thanksgiving games. Thank you. So a lot of people are either way behind the 8 ball for Thanksgiving or they're ahead of the game because of the Thanksgiving games. Hopefully we're somewhat neutral, but we need to get 3 answers here. Or actually, I guess it's 2 different questions, 5 different players. Matt, I'll go to you first.
I don't love Wandale's matchup Monday night against the Patriots and Christian Gonzalez. I believe I read something earlier this week that Slayton has been downgraded to questionable. Not that that means anything except for Bob, who owns a Darius Slayton jersey, I believe. I'm going to lean into Brian Thomas Jr., hope for the best, but I really think it's going to be a Brenton Strange day. So with that, I'm going to start Strange over the other 2 tight ends, and I'm going to cover, basically hedge my bet by going Wandale. I don't want too many, no offense to Jeff, I don't want too many Jags or too many players from one team going at the same time, especially pass catcher. So I'm going to lean into Wandale, don't love it, and Strange, and I really love it.
Yeah, you need upside. I'm really not looking at Brian Thomas for upside. He just has not. Him and Trevor Lawrence just have not had the connection this year. So for me, it's going to be Wandale Robinson. The Patriots are really tough to run on. And if they're going to have any chance in that game tomorrow, it's going to need to be in the passing game. And it's going to be good to have Jackson Dart back for the Giants. So I'm going to go with Wandale Robinson. To me, Jawan Johnson is the safest play here. But if I want upside, I'm going to go for Waller and his touchdown potential. I don't dislike any of these tight ends. I think they're all good plays. But for me, if I want upside, I'm going to go with Darren Waller coming back against New Orleans.
So I will answer the first tight end question, and I'm going to go Strange. I like him over the other 3. I'm just double checking one stat here on Wandale. Give me 2 seconds. But with BTJ and Wandale, I wrote about BTJ having a big week this week on the slot versus wide. A little fun fact for y'all. Tennessee is giving up the second most points to receivers over the past month and allowing the second most points out wide, where BTJ is his primary area. So I do think he may have a boom week. Now, looking at Wandale with Jackson Dart, he from weeks 4 to 10. So sometimes you got to look at these numbers, but Wandale is only averaging that's 6.5 in standard. Let me go to PPR real fast. Wandale has played better with Jameis, as well as Russell Wilson earlier in the year. Now, looking at from weeks 4 through 10 when he was playing with Jackson Dart, he was averaging 11 PPR points. So I think there is some upside there, but against the Patriots, I really don't love it. And so I'm going to go with a matchup and go with BTJ and Brenton Strange. I know you don't always want to go 2 players on the same team, but I do think these two Jags against Tennessee is the right play this week.
Man, doubling up on the Jags. I like it. In points per game, we kind of unfair because Darren Waller's only played 3.5 games. He has 11.5 PPR points per game. Juwan Johnson has 11, and Brenton Strange has 9. So they're pretty close. I think the tight end upside or the touchdown upside there, of course, is with Waller. So I do like that. If you're looking for the boom, I think most consistent will probably be Juwan Johnson in PPR leagues, but Brenton Strange might have the best opportunity. So I'll lean you to the other guys there. With the wide receiver, I'm going to go BTJ as well. This is just on hope and upside. I mean, Wandale, I get it. But I do think that there's other giants to get involved in this one and slow the game down a little bit. So I'm going to go with Brian Thomas Jr. and hope for the best. Best of luck, Scotty. Hope you and the fam are good, buddy.
All right. Next question from Epic.
Epic Fail. What's up, buddy? Nice. Welcome back. Oh, it popped off the screen there. There we go. Morning, y'all. Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Certainly did. Thank you. PPR pick 2. We got Harvey, Michael Wilson, Debo, Sutton, and Shakir. And I believe someone could triple check this, but I believe Marvin Harrison is slated to play this afternoon.
He is trending to play.
All righty. So we got pick 2 here. Yeah, he was telling us they're going to play 2. Go ahead, Matt. Who you got?
Look out, Sky. There's somebody behind you.
Oh, yeah. I watch too many TV shows for shit like that. Cool.
PPR, I think a safe bet-ish with Dobbins out is RJ Harvey. So I like RJ Harvey. I love Michael Wilson as the number 2. Remind me actually, you know what? I think it's probably Shakir against the worst defensive backfield in the league. So give me Harvey and Shakir, even though the rank that I would place them in before the week, agnostic of the matchups, was probably Harvey, Sutton, Wilson, Shakir, Debo. So I'm going to go Harvey and Shakir.
Dave, you got you on mute.
There we go. The first guy I'm going to take is Cortland Sutton. The Commanders are just terrible on defense, and I think I'm not a real big fan of Harvey. I just don't think he has enough touches. You know, he does score touchdowns, so there is that. But I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton, and I really don't care much for Debo against the Broncos. And I think Michael Wilson's probably going to fade back into the background if Marvin Harrison Jr. plays. So I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton and Shakir.
It's a good question, Epic. I think that Michael Wilson, his run comes to an end with Marvin Harrison back, but I think Jamal Dean is healthy this week for the Bucs too, so that not making me so liking a lot of the Cardinals receivers. I think before he went down, he was one of the top-rated cornerbacks in all the NFL, so I don't like that from him this week. I think Shakir is a slam dunk this week for me. Wrote about him in the slot versus wide as well. And then for the second one between Sutton and Harvey, I think the Broncos are going to get up early, and I think they're going to rely on RJ Harvey coming out of the bye week. And I think he finally gets 20 touches this week. So I'm going to go Harvey and Shakir.
Whoo! I'm going to go Harvey as well. I thought I'd be solo on that. I'll go in Sutton. I agree with Harvey with Jeff and Sutton with Dave. I don't know. I do like the Cardinals a lot. Michael Wilson's been absolutely on fire. We'll see if Marvin Harrison is a decoy, if you will, or fully back. He's been playing great the last couple of weeks. He was back healthy finally since Kyler went down, but is he going to be back 100%? And just really quick, I'm looking at the NFL weather just to stay tuned on things. Matt, can you confirm that it is quote 81 degrees in Tampa, Florida right now? Okay, I'm looking at my front yard right now, and there's snow on the ground. So just want to let everybody know how the other polls are doing here in the U.S. All right, epic fail. Best of luck, buddy. Back nine, Ronnie. Good morning, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving. Blessings to the family. QJ or MHJ? Quentin Johnston or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Marvin Harrison Jr., as he's back, he probably could have played last week. Obviously did not. Give me Marv in this one.
Yeah, I loved Quentin Johnston about a month and a half ago. Since then, he's given me like 3 zeros. So I'm going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. even if he has like half a lung and one leg and 3 fingers.
Yeah, I know. I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Marvin Harrison, but I like him better than Quentin Johnston this week.
I would go Quentin Johnston. Fun fact: Back Nine Ronnie is also a Herbert homer here in Oregon, but I want to see it first and make sure he's popping off. And he has actually destroyed the Raiders the last 2 games. But the Chargers going to run that way. Hampton coming back in the backfield as well, so that could help them on the run game. So I think that could
Hampton's
be a little bit
out.
sneaky. He is out for sure?
They didn't activate him.
Nope.
He's out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave is correct.
Great. Okay, I got to update my things here. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna stick with Marvin Harrison as well, but would love to see QJ go off.
That's a 4-bar.
4-bar. Good luck, Aaron. WW 2079. All right. Jelly of the month. Fire. 231. Strange or Henry in PPR also. Juwan Jennings or Mooney. Weather in both. Correct. So the weather really quick here. In New Jersey, where the Falcons are playing the Jets, it is looking to rain the entire game. 21% precipitation, but that looks like it's happening all game long. And then with the 49ers in Cleveland, you're looking to have light snow all game long as well. Not the issue, 20-mile-an-hour winds in Cleveland. So I don't think it'll be too snowy, but it could just be a blustery mess in Cleveland. So, yes, they both do have weather, and both of those teams are on the road.
I believe Henry has the best tight end matchup per Dave's analysis and article this week. So I'm going to shy away from Strange and go with Henry, and I'm going to play Juwan Jennings, and I will be agnostic to the weather and play the better football player today.
Okay, Strange or Henry? I'm going to go with Brenton Strange over Hunter Henry. There's a very good chance that Hunter Henry gets no catches. I mean, they just rotate who gets the ball on that team. And Henry's a little bit banged up. He's had a little bit of a toe injury, so he has been limited in practice. So I'm going to take Brenton Strange there. I really hate both of those wide receivers this week. I think the weather in Cleveland's just going to be awful. I'm going to I don't like Darnell Mooney over Juwan Jennings on equal ground, but I think the weather will be slightly better in New Jersey than it will be in Cleveland. So I'm going to take Mooney.
Yeah, Strange and Henry is a good question. I think this is because Henry had a huge week last week in week 12 against Cincinnati. He had 115 and a touchdown. By far his best game. And the Bengals are the worst team against tight ends, so it's a little inflated. So with that being said, you still got to go with Strange this week. And then for the receivers, I'm going to go Mooney. We alluded to this earlier with Brock Purdy. You're probably benching him in the weather. And what do you think is the over-under between Brian Robinson and CMC touches? Is it 40, 45 today?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in a run game?
In the weather, yeah. It's probably 40 touches are going their way, right?
Hopefully they bring their ice skates.
Yep. Yeah, I'm concerned about that. I was looking up Drake London here. I'm going to go Mooney as well. I think it's going to be sloppy in Cleveland. Juwan Jennings is fun, but Ricky, I mean, there's other guys back, and I'm just concerned about the workload, how that's going to bounce around. Highest upside for a touchdown would be Jennings, but I like the overall volume potentially, unless Bijan and Aljair just have 50 carries and just wear the Jets out, which could definitely happen. But the 49ers could do that as well. And I'm going to go Brenton Strange also. On Monday night, there's also a chance of snow in New England. The Giants are a nice matchup, but I'm going to go with Brenton Strange there on his second game back.
Sky, quick question. What do people in Hawaii, or they call them slippers in Hawaii, what are they called in the rest of the U.S.?
Well, I think technically they're called thongs, but we'll save that for another conversation. Flip-flops might be better for this particular audience.
So thank you for bringing that up. I am going with Strange and Mooney. That is your classic flip-flop. I took Dave's article because I hadn't done much of any research. Dave told me Hunter Henry in his article, and now it's not Hunter Henry, so I trust Dave to correct Dave's article. So I will go with Strange. And if you guys are that concerned about the weather, then color me Al Roker, and to be concerned about the weather as well. So give me Mooney. So I guess that's all four of us.
I like it. And I believe, to be more clear, it's Slippas, A-H, on the islands. Just want to, yeah, in Dave's article and all these articles, again, football.razzball.com, all the amazing articles, slot versus wide, home and away splits, tight end rankings, the waiver article, everything else we got going on. The offensive line tool has been amazing that Derek put together a few weeks ago. That's been really great too. Listing essentially the matchup per paper, like the Giants are terrible against tight ends. But then, of course, you take in that second level of what's going on. Hunter Henry a little bit banged up, as Dave mentioned. Obviously got Ramondre Stevenson back too. They have other options there. Stephon Diggs comes in, pops on and off the score sheet there. So you got to take all that into consideration there. Articles available for you for free at football.razzball.com. Oh, Chonkless.
That's real.
That's the tamale side. You know what I mean? You're going to go Slippas or you go Chonkless, and that's a whole nother realm. I love that.
That's real, by the way. I can tell you, Chonkless are real. They do fly and they do hurt. A few times been hit.
I love it. Well, be safe. Be safe out there.
Yeah, and those aunties could probably start on the varsity baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sure.
And
pinpoint accuracy with the chonkla.
I've actually seen a curved chonkla, one that gets around like a pillar or a desk chair, a dining room chair. Yeah, they can get. It's almost. Remember the movie with what's the girl with the big lips? She was Tomb Raider. Laura Croft, remember?
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, remember the movie where the gun went like this and the bullet went. Yeah, they can do chonklas that way. So I digress. Been a couple weeks. I got to get back into the group.
Yeah, man. Look, Tia's and Abuelos call the shots. Just be careful. All right, Scotty. Scotty's back. Round 2 here.
Oh, let's go.
One more. Half PPR. Marks or Neal. So Neal is taking over for Alvin Kamara for the Saints. Woody Marks, of course, our boy with the Texans. Or Warren or Henry at tight end. So Ty Warren or Hunter Henry. Olave or Michael Wilson at wide receiver. Again, needing some help. He's down big. Bills Mafia, Buck Army. Gotcha, brother.
I'm not a huge fan of Neal, other than he should get the lion's share of the work. Now, Neal is better with his hands than he is running between the tackles. And I don't know that Tyler Shuck is great at dumping the ball off. 7 catches for Neal last week is nice, but I think it was for 31 yards. Give me volume with Marks. And the other two are very easy for me. Tyler Warren, who was just listed as full go healthy, and Chris Olave over Wilson. Olave is the number 1. in New Orleans. So with that, I'm not going to start two Saints. So Marks, Warren, Olave.
Yeah, half PPR. That's a tough one. Both of those guys should have decent games. I mean, with Kamara out, Neal's going to be the guy. I'm going to lean on Neal because I just think the weather's going to be bad enough in New Jersey that they're going to need to establish the run to even stay in the game. At tight end, it sounds like Tyler Warren's going to be playing. So he is not on the inactive list. So Warren's going to be playing. I'm going to go with Warren over Henry. And I just don't trust Wilson with Marvin Harrison Jr. back. And I'm not really crazy about Olave either, but I'm starting Olave over Michael Wilson.
Yeah, I'm going to go Woody Marks without question. He's getting 17 touches over the last 3 games since kind of becoming the RB1 for Houston. He's getting the touches that you like, just hasn't scored yet. So I think if he gets to score this week, he'll have an RB2 finish this week over Neal. As for the tight end, I want to go Warren, but Houston is actually really good against the tight end position. Only allowed 3 touchdowns this season. And I think 6th overall in limiting tight ends. So I hate that for him being banged up, but he's a big part of that offense. So I'm going to stick with Warren over Henry. I just think Henry was a flash in the pan last week. So sticking with Warren. And then for the receiver, I'm going to go Olave as well. He's going to get all the targets. So I'm going to roll with Olave as well.
Yeah, the first 2 are pretty easy for me. I'm going to go Marks as well. I would love to see Neal pop off, but I'm going to roll Marks. Should have had a bigger game last week versus the Bills, or 2 weeks ago. Marks, and then I'm going to go Ty Warren as well. I was hoping that the Colts and Texans had played each other already. They have not. They play this week, and they play Week 18. So, of course, they're in the same division. They play twice, but they had not played yet. But his targets, 7, 10, 7, 5, 5, 9, 4, 6, 5, 7, 9. I'll take that all day long from a tight end plus a touchdown upside. So I like Ty Warren there, and I'm going to go Olave as well for similar reasons Dave said. I just don't trust Michael Wilson with Marvin Harrison coming back. Good luck, Scotty. Shoot for the stars, my man. Razzball Fantasy, welcome to the program. Asking for a friend that needs big points from a running back. Full PPR. Henderson on Monday night versus the G-Men or Harvey. Also, took a 0 from Amon-Ra St. Brown and need the upside at wide receiver. Egbuka or Justin Jefferson? Dave, we'll go with you.
Oh, I could start. This is an interesting question. Clearly from somebody that's got a fantastic team. Let me dig into this a little bit. Right now, my guess is that the person is leaning Henderson and probably leaning Egbuka, with the Seahawks being the matchup for Justin Jefferson and Baker being a full go with Bucky back. So my guess is that the person is leaning Henderson and Egbuka. I would challenge you guys to argue that. See if you find something different, something better.
Dave?
Yeah, I'm leaning Henderson and Egbuka at all. I Justin Jefferson. I love Justin Jefferson, but I don't love the Vikings. He's done nothing with J.J. McCarthy. Maybe Max Brosmer may be an upgrade, but I don't know if I want to bet my season on that. So I'm going to take Egbuka with Mayfield's going to be playing according to Schefter. So I'm going to stick with Egbuka there, and I just like Henderson better. Both of them have good matchups. I mean, there's no question. I just don't trust the touches that Harvey gets. And I do think that Henderson is certainly going to get in line for plenty of touches, and they have no reason to take him out around the goal line. So the Giants are even worse against the run than the Commanders are. So I'm going to stick with Henderson.
This one is tough for me with Henderson. Do we trust that he's going to get all the workload with Stevenson
Absolutely not.
back?
No.
Right? I see. That's where I worry, because if you look at his snap share, it went down to 60% last week. Prior to that, it was like in the 80s with Stevenson out. And full PPR, big points. I think Harvey's going to get the touches this week. They're going to get up early, and I think they're going to see if they can rely on him down the stretch, because the Broncos are making the playoffs, and I think they need to see, can Harvey be that running back for them. So I think Harvey is the play for me this week from the running back position. And then for the receiver, Arizona's actually a top 10 against receivers, according to our slot versus wide. They're number 11th overall, only allowing 7 points per game to the slot, and then 20 points per game out wide. So I don't love that for Ibuka, but we know Baker is back. But with Jetta, yeah, the Seattle defense is actually playing well. And so I thought maybe with the rookie, maybe they could hyper target him, but don't love that. So I'm going to go Ibuka.
Yikes. Yeah, I'm curious, Matt, if hypothetically, I'm wondering if this person would consider, like if they had Breece Hall on their bench or something, I'm wondering if they might consider him against the Falcons in a really wet, sloppy game where he might get 100 touches. Just some consider there. Otherwise, I can't trust. It only happens when I'm talking. That's ridiculous. Sorry. I don't trust Jefferson until I see it. Ibuka needs to bounce back in a hurry, but I'm going to take that one with better weather. So, man, I'm struggling with the running back. I almost want to put Breece in there. But who you've got here, I guess, stick with Henderson, and then I'm going to go with Ibuka. Godwin's playing.
You're saying if the manager had the option of Breece Hall on his bench, you would go Breece Hall over the other two.
I don't love it, but that's what I'm saying in a hypothetical situation.
Now, is Jefferson at all concerned that Sean Payton is Sean Payton's worst enemy, and it's a Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Batty?
Oh God!
See, they're most pass catching backs, and I don't think they're going to be having to pass a lot in that game.
But where did Harvey make his money early in the year?
That's because but they had JK though between the tackles. Now they don't, and RJ's best suited for that. That's my thoughts.
I mean, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, well, for the Falcons, if hypothetically Breece Hall was an option, the Falcons are allowing the 7th most points to running backs over the last month of football.
I could see this game. I'm just going to hope this game is a Breece Hall and Bijan Robinson showcase. I mean, I don't think either one of these teams are going to be able to pass very well. The weather's not good. Algier is going to steal at least one touchdown. We know that, but hopefully Bijan and Breece get 20-plus touches each. It's tough because it's the Jets. I totally get it, but just a gut feeling.
Is Breece better with Fields or better with Tyrod Taylor?
I think Tyrod is going to get the team moving a little bit better, so I would say better overall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Dave's our house Jets fan. What do you think?
So I get assigned all the shitty teams. Is that how it works? Yeah. No, go Browns. Okay. They've grounded all the UPS planes. So go Browns.
Browns are on the up. Sorry, Dave. I was talking. What is it? 1990. Was it 8 or something? Vinny Testaverde Jets. That's more of what I was giving you there. But anyway,
actually, 2004 Vinny Testaverde is one of my favorite players of all time. He won me a fantasy football championship, and he wasn't even on my team. So it was.
Explain.
It was the most wonderful time of the year. So go Go Jets, never. I'm a Giants fan. I do not like the Jets. None of my quarterbacks ever wore pantyhose in a women's magazine.
Is that Joe Namath's shade?
Yep, Broadway Joe.
Man, we've had spicy Dave, we've had interesting Dave, we have throw shade Dave. I mean, it's just throwing all the sides. I like that. Start calling them sides, Dave. Maybe that'll be.
Yeah, well, it's Thanksgiving, so I brought plenty of sides.
I love it. Cool. Back now, Ronnie's back.
So does Breece Hall move the needle for Dave, the noted Jets hater?
I'd take Breece Hall over the other two guys in a minute.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy. Oh boy. Back nine, Ronnie's back. Started Drake May over Lamar. So you're already winning, which is great. Been doing that for the last 4 weeks. What's going on with Lamar? So inside trader tip here, not that we condone gambling, but back nine, Ronnie and I have had a couple personal conversations. A few weeks ago, I recommended he start Drake May. He had like 4 touchdowns or something. It felt super great. And then Lamar has just fallen off. I have Lamar in, I think, like 3 of my 5 or 6 leagues. I have him in a dynasty league. I'm starting Bo Nix over him in 2 and somebody else. I can't remember. But not reliable. Obviously, already played Lamar. So if you played Lamar, you're potentially toast. But moving forward, gentlemen, Drake May is what, Lamar light? I mean, he's not running like he used to in the early part of the season, but he's throwing plenty. The Patriots are playing well on offense. Their defense is playing well. They have plus matchups. Might sound weird coming out, but rest of season right now, Drake May or Lamar Jackson. Matt?
It's Drake May. I don't like anything that I see from 4 turnover Lamar. I don't like the body language. I've said for a few years, if you think Zay Flowers is a number 1 wide receiver for an NFL team, you don't know football. Why they don't run constant 2 tight end sets and throw the ball to those 2 tight ends, and when the middle softens up, just give it to Derrick Henry. I mean, I'm certainly not an NFL head coach. I wasn't even an offensive coordinator. I wasn't even quality control on the offensive line. Never held a job in the NFL. It almost seems too easy at times, and I can't figure it out. Like, what? Why does Dan Campbell go for it against Green Bay when they could have pinned down 3, and then LaFleur goes for it on 3 4th downs? Like, I didn't like any of the calls. They all worked out. But I just don't. Coaching seems almost too easy at times. Do the smart thing, punt the ball. You don't have to be headline grabbing Dan Campbell going forward at near midfield, only to see Christian Watson catch a touchdown. It's not good math. And this, I don't understand. What is Harbaugh doing? Derrick Henry still has it. We've seen it. The 2 tight ends are the best receiving options on the team. We've seen it. But basically, both those tight ends are virtually layups, right? They are backing in down into the post. They are going to get every rebound over smaller DBs. So throw them 4, 5, 6 yard passes. What's the old term, Dave? You and I are old. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, or was it 4 yards in a cloud of dust?
No, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah. So if you do that 4 times, you're getting a first down every drive. So I don't understand why it's not more Derrick Henry. I don't understand why they don't dump it off to him a little bit, but those 2 tight ends. So with all that being said, I like the receiving group much better in New England, and I prefer their defense currently. So I like Drake May over Lamar Jackson. And remember, our buddy Derek called Drake May to start the year.
Yeah, so it's Drake May for me all the way. He's been mediocre lately, but Lamar Jackson is looking way up at mediocre. Lamar Jackson's just been a hand grenade for ever since he came back, except for the game against Miami. And even that, he just threw a lot of touchdowns. So if he's not throwing touchdowns, you're seeing what's happening. So, yeah, it's Drake May for me all the way.
So, interestingly, both teams play each other week 16. And just looking ahead, Lamar Jackson has, I think, the third friendliest or fourth friendliest schedule to quarterbacks, while Drake May has a bye week 14 as well. Purely looking at what's happened, Drake May is the guy. But if you look ahead, Lamar Jackson's got Pittsburgh, Cincy again, and then he faces New England at Green Bay and then at Pittsburgh to end the year. If you play in week 18.
They just played Cincinnati. How'd that go?
No doubt there.
He made the Cincinnati defense look legit.
I know, which was shocking. But I think his hammy and toe injuries are just affecting how he runs. And that's really his bread and butter is RPO, getting outside and forcing, making the play on the edge and getting the ball downfield. And he's just not doing that. And I think it's partially due to injuries. And so I think you just got to keep riding on the hot hand. And that's Drake May.
Yeah, it's Drake May pretty handily. I'm definitely just bitter and biased right now. But in the beginning of the season, the first 4 games before he got hurt initially against Houston, against Kansas City, I guess, handing over 33, 35, 33, and then 13 points when he got hurt in Kansas City. Took 4 weeks off. Had the bye week for Lamar Jackson. After that, 33 points versus Miami. He always crushes Miami. After that, 18 points, 5, 7, 9, rounding up the last 3 weeks from Lamar Jackson, right? You're hoping those are like rushing attempt numbers. Those are fantasy points total. Pop quiz for anyone not looking at his stat line. Over the last 4 weeks, how many passing touchdowns does Lamar Jackson have? 0, 2, Dave, 0. He has 1. He threw 1 touchdown versus Minnesota. He has not thrown a passing touchdown in the last 3 weeks. He has not rushed for a touchdown since week 1. So he's just frankly not Lamar Jackson. Drake May is playing great, even when he's not rushing as much as he did preseason. He is throwing the ball exceptionally well right now. The Patriots are on fire. They have Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson back right now. Hunter Henry and Stephon Diggs, who we've been talking about. And some other options there. So, I mean, if you have somehow a late trade window, like if your trade window's this week, I would try to move Lamar Jackson if possible. I hate to say this, but you might have a streamer option in a single quarterback league that's more consistent. Brosmer over Lamar. Yeah, I mean, Brosmer, Lamar. Yikes. Anyway. I would definitely hold off on Lamar till we see it start to pop again. All right, holding off on questions here. If you do have any other further questions, feel free to drop them in the chat bar. We got about an hour until kickoff. Once again, we have 4 less games to cover, obviously, gentlemen. So that's fine. I know Jeff's got to get out of here in about 10. If we don't have any more questions in the next about 10 minutes, we'll probably hop off as a crew. But I do want to invite anybody else for trade questions last minute, or if you want to share what's going on with your leagues. Any of you PPR league people that have been in our leagues as well, feel free to give a shout out. I can run down some of those really quick. Unless any of you guys have something you want to share, I'll bring these up here shortly. Although, let's see, I think Styles and Jeff. One. Oh, we got one. Okay, go ahead and bring it up. Can one of you guys bring up the PPR league that I'm not in?
Let's see.
And we do have a question. Okay. Blake Roberts, welcome in. Flex spot. Nice. Gadsden or Deebo Samuel? Gadsden for the Chargers. So we're looking at tight end or wide receiver for a flex position. Deebo playing at home against Denver on Sunday night, and then you have the Chargers home against the Raiders this afternoon. Matt, Gadsden or Deebo?
I don't know that the Chargers are going to need to throw, which means they will probably need to throw or end up throwing, right? Because it makes sense that they won't have to. Their running back one is not around. I don't know that means anything. I'm just buying time by rambling at this point. Is it going to be the Broncos defense that gave up 30 some odd, 32 to the Giants? Which means Debo has a good game because they looked 1 week ahead at week 14? Or is it going to be Gadsden because the Raiders, without Chip Kelly, who is absolute trash as an OC? By the way, have you heard the rumors that he was calling plays into the huddle that didn't exist?
Hell yeah, the annexation of Puerto Rico. Again, shout out to the Little Giants.
That whole situation, is a cluster. It's
So when they got rid of the head coach last year and Antonio Pierce came in, they played well, right? They played for the coach. So I wonder, is that going to happen? Are they going to get back to basics? Because if it's back to basics, Gino hands the ball off to Genty. He throws short passes to Genty, Bowers over the middle. Then they should be okay. So, but again, is Denver going to give up 9 points or 29 points? I see them probably shutting down Marcus Mariota before the Raiders shut down Justin Herbert. Go Ducks.
Twice.
So give me, actually, I believe it's go Ducks. I'm going to go Gadsden slightly over Debo, but I think that Debo's probably the right call, but I'm going to lean myself Gadsden. No, I'm not. I'm going to play Debo. Fuck it. I'm playing Debo.
That's so great. Hell yeah.
I just want to make sure Matt's done. Okay. I love the Chargers this week, but I like their wide receivers more than their tight end. The Raiders, if the Raiders have a major strength, it's actually been against tight ends. And I think it's partly because they're so bad against wide receivers. So I'm going to go with Debo. I'm not really enthusiastic about that, but of the two, it's going to be Debo for me. I think, who else are they going to give the ball to? Chris Rodriguez? Well, you know what? I think I like Debo even a little bit more because it sounds like Terry McLaurin's going to be back this week. So, I always like it when there's somebody else to take the attention away from a guy. When the defense has to defend more players, I like it a little bit better. There may not be as many touches to go around, but they don't need to. The defense doesn't need to just focus on that one guy. So give me Debo Samuel here.
I'm actually going to go Gadsden. Surtain is back for Denver this week, so I think their defense will be at full strength. And the Commanders just don't move the needle for me this week. Gadsden played a season high 88% of snaps prior to the bye when he played the Jags. And then prior to that, he was playing 80+% or close to it from a tight end spot. And I think he's going to be a huge part of the offense moving forward. So I'm going to go Gadsden.
I'm going to go Gadsden as well. The Broncos are the best team, which is bad for us as fantasy players. They're the best team against wide receivers, giving up just 13 points total to the wide receiver position. To Dave's point, the Raiders somehow are very good also against the tight end position, giving up just 5 points total on average throughout their games. They're fourth best in the league. So really, these are two really tough matchups. It's actually quite an even question. All that to say, and McLaurin coming back, I'm with Dave. Actually, I do like the two-headed monster in the wide receiver core generally. Maybe it's not so bad for Michael Wilson with Marvin Harrison coming back, kind of a thing. But I'm a little bit concerned overall with Surtain coming back and that defense in Denver and everything else. They've been on a roll. So I'm going to roll with Gadsden. I just maybe you have a better option at tight end, but assuming not, I would hope that you have a better option at wide receiver. So I'll go with Gadsden versus the Raiders. Full PPR, Walker or Vidal, and Gadsden or Waller. Marius, good to see you, bud.
Good morning, Marius. I'm going to go Vidal based on volume over Walker, who is clearly in a split situation. And even though I said don't start two players from the same team if you can avoid it, I'm going to assume this is two different leagues because it makes me feel better about my answer. Give me Gadsden. We don't even know what Waller's going to do snap count wise. So Miami's not in the hunt. So why do they, they don't need to force him to be something he's not. So give me Vidal and Gadsden.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vidal as well. I don't hate Walker, but I think he's got a little bit tougher of a matchup than Vidal does. And to Matt's point, Vidal's likely to get most of the running back touches for the Chargers with Hampton still mending up. I know they brought back Jarrett Patterson. They actually signed him to the roster this week. So it sounds like Patterson's going to be there for a while. And they also brought up Travian Williams. But even with those guys there, Vidal's been getting most of the running back touches. So I'm going to go with Vidal over Walker. And it's going to be Waller for me. I know we don't know what to expect. We didn't know what to expect when he came out, week 4? Had 2 touchdowns. So he's a prime red zone target on that team. And I expect that to continue. If they didn't plan on playing him, there's no point in bringing him back at all. And I don't think they're going to take it easy on him. So I'm going to take Waller over Gadsden.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Vidal. This will be his last week of fantasy relevance until Hampton comes back. So I like him the most out of Walker. I thought I liked Walker last week with Tennessee, and he kind of just let me down. And it's just a 50-50 split there. So it's hard to really know who's going to really be the guy on a week-out basis for Seattle. And then for Gadsden and Waller, looking at that, every game Waller has played, he's scored a touchdown this season, fun fact for you. So let's make it another touchdown for Waller. And so I'll go Waller just because Gadsden's got a tough matchup against the Raiders.
I just mentioned that Gadsden has the 4th toughest matchup against the Raiders, giving up just about 4.5 fantasy points per week. However, where are they? Middle of the pack. The Saints are giving up about twice as many as that per average. So I'm going to go Waller as well. Yes, it could be a goose, but that's really any tight end. I don't think Gadsden does that, but it's boom or bust for sure with Waller. But the boom is one of the best in the NFL. We saw what happened the last couple of weeks. He did play earlier in the season, and then earlier on, man, I don't want to trust Ken Walker, and I've been a Charbonnet guy for like 3 years, so I'm going to go Vidal as well. But Ken Walker has looked the best he's looked in like 2 seasons the last couple of weeks, which I like a lot. I'm going to ride with Vidal, but I could see Ken Walker keeping a hot hand here.
Speaking of boom, Sky, can you name
Here comes the boom.
Can you name the late '80s rap group
God.
that liked the boom? They're a duo.
Oh boy, late '80s rap.
Rap duo, female. They liked the boom.
Salt and pepper.
Nope, not Salt and Pepper.
Okay, give me a couple. Any additional questions here?
They are Tigra and Bunny, and they like the boom. Jeff, Google that.
Yeah, please. Good work, Matt. So, see, everyone pigeonholes Matt into a '90s grudge guy only. Bam, '80s hip hop. I love it, my man. Maybe it's like R&B ish. I like that. Purdy or Herbert? Jeff, don't listen. Matt, go ahead.
Ducks.
My man. Dave?
Yeah, this week I'm going to go with Herbert. I just don't the Chargers are out of linemen, so it's going to be a tough go for the Chargers the rest of the way. But I really just don't like the climate in Cleveland. I think the 49ers are going to have to run the ball a lot. So I'm going to go with Herbert today.
Cars that go boom.
Get it, Jeff. Back nine, Ronnie understands. What do you
There it
got for
is. The cars that go boom. Speaker boxes in the back. You get it, Jeff. You know.
Oh yeah.
We're Tibra and Bunny, and we like the boom. Now wait till you listen to it. The lyrics don't do it justice till you hear it.
Well, that'll be my son's hype up song for hockey today. Looking forward to that.
And you'll realize Dave being a music aficionado, if he didn't come up with this guess and he's not nodding, yep, I remember that song. It's a good one. That shows you how bad it is.
Dave only knows the bangers.
My 80s rap game is not good.
But
I'm more.
It was huge. That song, massive.
That's
awesome. I love that.
I was listening to Guns N' Roses a lot in those days, and Metallica.
As you should have been. Yeah, for this question, back nine, I have Purdy, but I think I'm going to sit him. So let's go Herbert.
Yeah. Big dub for the Ducks. We huck the Fuskies here on the program, as Matt knows. And so we had a nice workout there up in Seattle this week. Herbert's going to be hyped. We're going to go with that. So let's ride with our Duck, my man.
All right, boys. That's a 4-bar, and I'm out. So I will listen to that jam, and I'll get back to you.
All right, Jeff. Appreciate you, buddy. Good luck,
Howdy, fellas. Appreciate it. Later.
Any more cues, gentlemen?
Let's see. We've got a few. Hang on.
Great. Thank you so much. All right. Blake Roberts is back. Second question here. Don't worry about the last question, man. Feel free to fire away. We're happy to help out. Last question. Thank you guys for the help. Running back spot, Rico Dowdle or versus the Rams. Very difficult matchup, as we know. Or Harvey versus Washington. We've talked quite a bit of that. So we got Rico or Harvey.
In a game that I think the Panthers are going to have to throw to win against a stout Rams defense, I'm going to go Harvey. Like Dave mentioned, right? We don't love it, but I'm going to take Harvey over Rico this week.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm also going to go with Harvey just based on the matchup. Dowdle, I think, will probably have more touches. The Rams rushing defense concerns me, and I think the ball's going to have to be in Bryce Young's hands today. So I'm going to go with Harvey against Washington, and just a much better matchup.
I agree. I want to go Rico just because Rico's the better option every other week, but the Rams are incredibly stout versus the run. Just going to brain train this really quick, guys. 20% chance of rain, not a big deal in Carolina, but game script wise, the Rams get up early, which they probably will unless the NFL has fun with this one just because. Rams get up early. It's raining-ish. Rico might have 10 catches, but I don't know how effective he's going to be overall in this game. So I agree with you guys. I think they're kind of equal opportunity potentially and higher upside for Harvey, better floor for Dowdle. I think at this point of the weeks with Thanksgiving games and all that stuff, we're all probably looking for upside regardless. So hard to fade Rico, but I think I would. And Jeff's been all over Harvey this morning as well. So I think we'll go Harvey around. Good luck, Blake. Oh, my man. This is our boy Dylan, huh? And it's that time of year, am I correct, with the old trade? All right, full PPR. Parker Washington at Tennessee. Mechie at Atlanta. Kayshon Boutte with the Giants, Monday Night Football. We need the most upside here. Trying to ruin opponents' chance of making the playoffs and bring them down with me. Look, folks, if you're not making the playoffs, there's nothing better. The Raiders, hey, as much shade as I throw the Raiders because I was born to do so, one thing they've been really good at over the years is not being in the playoffs, which is obviously terrible, but beating a Chargers, a Broncos, a Chiefs late in the season randomly and potentially spoiling seeds or upsetting better teams. So if you're that way in fantasy football, don't give up. Still have pride in your team and take them down with you if you can. Stay competitive. I love this, Dylan. So we got a couple questions here, guys. Obviously, we're down on the depth chart here, so we're looking for like second flexes all around here. But let's see if we can help Dylan out with the highest upside players.
I am going to go with the worst player of the three to surprise, and that's going to be John Mechie.
Mechie's been catching a couple of touchdowns. Kayshawn, you just never know what's going to happen in New England. He could score 2 touchdowns. He could give you 3 points. I think I'm going to go with Parker Washington here. There is more upside with the other guys, perhaps, but there is way more downside to me with the other guys as well. And, in an equal opportunity league, Parker Washington also returns kicks. So he does that well. So there's also a potential of a return touchdown with Parker Washington. So I'm going to take Washington over the other two.
I like it. I'm with Matt on the brain train. I'm a little bit concerned about the weather. I don't want to get too invested in that because a lot of times we talk about it early in the morning because we see the reports and then all of a sudden it's fine and we're all, banging our head against the wall. But I do think this is a ground game. I don't trust the Jets in general. Trod Taylor's fun, but no thank you. So I'm going to go with Parker Washington there as well. We've been talking about the Patriots all morning. We have not mentioned Kayshon Boutte once. So I'm going to go for Washington there also.
Hey, I have an interesting thought in
Yes,
our the leagues that we want to become annual deals.
Yes.
We already know that a couple of teams aren't going to be back. Well, we know for sure one will not be back based on some funky interactions. How is Dylan Fink not in the top 5 of options?
I think
the level of petty,
the
willingness to undercut his entire family with fantasy football trades on or around Thanksgiving.
Absolutely,
He'd fit in perfect.
I agree. The only reason Dylan's not in the leagues, and Dylan, this is a personal. We're talking to you right now, buddy. This is a one-on-one, Dylan. Everybody else can go ahead and pause, get some coffee, do what you got to do. Dylan, this is an invite to the PPR leagues hosted here at Razzball. We have a couple of them, so we can fit all you guys in there. Feel free to reach out to us in the offseason. We'll have more announcements about it next year. We want you in there. The only reason Dylan's not in this year, Matt, is I think he was just a little late to the party this year. Had some other things going on. So I don't think we heard from Dylan until, week 6, I'm going to guess, maybe? So, Dylan, we'd love to have you next year. Also, we'd love to hear another update on that trade. It was pretty fun last year talking about Lamar all morning. So, best of luck, my man. Parker Washington, 2 votes, and Mechie gets 1. Best of luck, buddy, and good luck taking down your opponents. All right. Michael's back after a while as well. Long time. Woody Dowdle, full PPR. Woody Marks, Rico Dowdle, full PPR.
I want to say Woody, but I'm not going to. I'm going to say Dowdle.
Wow. I want to say Dowdle, but I can't do it against the Rams. And the last time I went against a running back that was playing the Rams, I got a little bit burned. But I just don't like the matchup for Rico Dowdle against the Rams. So I'm going to go with Woody Marks here against the Colts.
I agree. Same thing. The Rams are the second best versus the running backs behind the Patriots, actually. Best team against fantasy running backs. And the Colts are 13th ranked. So I'm going to give the edge there. Again, plus all the game script stuff. He might get a lot of checkdowns. He could take a screen to the house like he did a couple weeks ago that was called back on an out-of-bounds step. He's a great, talented player. But just volume and opportunity, I think the Texans are going to have to ride Marks.
Yeah, I'm going Woody as well. I'm another flip-flop for me.
Okay, we'll go with the 3 bar there. Cool.
Okay, and we have a La Tigre shout out.
Where is it? Oh, yes.
Le Tigre. Nice. Le Tigre knows what's up with the tamales. You know what I mean?
You gotta
So
love that
Marius
people are
is
actually
coming in
listening.
with a Le Tigre.
Yeah. Epic
Gotta
fail.
love that people are listening.
Need 3 flexes. PPR. Bam Knight, Debo, Gaddison, Chris Rodriguez, Sean Tucker, Parker Washington, GOAT flex.
Trey Benson is not back. Strange is back, which might help Parker Washington, but Brian Thomas is back, might hurt Parker Washington. Give me 2 that we have talked about already. Give me Debo and Gadsden. And Sean Tucker is off. He's out of the discussion. Chris Rodriguez, nobody wants to mess with that backfield. I'm already using Debo as my commander. So it comes down to Parker Washington and Bam Knight. Dave summed it up about 2 questions ago with his love for Parker Washington. So give me Debo, Gadsden, and Parker Washington.
Yeah, I'm on. Out of these guys, I'm on Debo and Parker Washington as well. The running backs are kind of a mess. I don't know. I think Rodriguez may actually get the most touches out of these 3, but the guy I trust to score a touchdown would probably be Bam Knight. So I just can't get in on Gadsden this week. The Raiders are actually decent against the tight ends, and like I said earlier, I think part of that is because they're so terrible against wide receivers. They do have a decent pass rush, so there could be some problems there. And the Chargers really don't have an offensive line anymore. So I'm going to go with Bam Knight instead of Gadsden. I'd love to say Chris Rodriguez, and I agree with Matt. With Bucky Irving back, I don't know what Sean Tucker's going to be. I still think that if there's a 2-headed backfield, it's going to be Bucky and Rashad White. So I'm going to take Bam Knight, Debo, and Parker Washington.
I think I'm in line with that, Dave. The Bucs are bottom of the pack, giving up fantasy points. The Cardinals should move the ball a little bit better with Marvin Harrison back. Nobody can guard Trey McBride, obviously. They have the auxiliary pieces there as well with Greg Dortch and Michael Wilson. So I like the Cardinals quite a bit. This is one of the better weather games as well, so that shouldn't be a concern. Debo is a wild card for sure. I mean, he could have 10 touches for 12 yards. He could also have 4 touches for 60 and 2 touchdowns. So I'll go with Debo. And I do like Gaddison quite a bit. But that's tight end to tight end. I think Parker Washington is a better opportunity today. And I'll give the Raiders 1 bone here. So I'll go Parker Washington, Bam Knight, and Debo Samuel. Good luck, Epic. Is Epic in the leagues either? Am I just thinking about that?
I don't believe so. No, and I don't think Scotty's in any of them.
Okay. We're gonna get some.
Salvage, I don't think we have either.
We haven't heard from Salvage in a couple weeks.
We threw most of those leagues together at the last minute, so It was really hard to do an outreach.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more pre-planning this year, so I'll just do it right now. Nothing's going to happen anytime soon, folks. But if you are interested in joining the 3 of us, plus the other guys, in some listener leagues, PPR leagues, we have 3 this year. We might have 10 next year. Who knows? It's basically dependent on who signs up with you all. They are competitive. There are some prizes. We do have drafts and things like that with us, and we cover them live on YouTube and stuff. Lots of fun. The drafts were an absolute blast to be a part of. If you'd like to be a part of those, please go ahead and just send one of us a DM, or you could send one to Razzball NFL on X as well. But you can send it to one of us, or just comment in one of our articles. It's probably a better way to do it. And just let us know. Say, yo, Matt, you guys mentioned that there's a listener league coming up next year. I'd like to be on the short list. I am interested. Cool. We'll just kind of put you on a short list. We'll get back to you. Send us an email or something. we can reach out to you personally, and we'd love to invite you into the league. We are letting people in only one of the leagues just to save spots for other people, but we do have some opportunities for a guillotine league. If you're unfamiliar, we'll get into that later on, but a super fun format, or PPR leagues with us as well. So if you're interested, feel free to drop a comment on one of the guys' articles or reach out to me on X, and we will get you on the short list. But we'd love to have a lot of you regulars in there if you're not already. And, of course, anybody else new to the program, it's a lot of fun. All right.
Yeah, Epic Fail, he already wants in, but we'll have to maybe on one of your tabs on our weekly sheet, we'll start putting handles. So yeah, Epic Fail, respond to one of our articles or reach out to Sky on Twitter. Give us your email address and we'll start there.
Yeah, please. Anybody else as well. All right, PPR Diggs.
And maybe your government name. We might need your government name too.
We will, yes, for sign up and stuff. PPR Diggs or Egbuka?
I'm going to go Egbuka with the weather and the matchup that says they're going to have to throw more. And fully healthy Baker. Well, fully healthy Baker, quotes.
Yeah, I like both of these guys, but I think I can count on Egbuka to get targets. So I'm going to go with Egbuka as well. And like Matt says, the weather down there is supposed to be beautiful today. The weather in New England probably not so good.
Yeah, I have. Are we double checking, Matt? Are you helping?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Okay, we have from the field analysis. Matt style. That's just bright light. That's all I see.
That's sunshine.
Is that a snowstorm?
No, that is sunshine.
Okay.
See where Dave's at, there's not a lot of terrible weather, but you get a little bit of that fog. You get some fog on occasion, little Bay Area mist.
We're about to enter 5 months of gray.
5 months of gray, absolutely. That's why they call it, the gray area. For me, I actually get sun every day living in the mountains, which is beautiful. However, it is cold and rainy and snowy and sleety throughout the afternoon. So, Matt, please soak up the sun, if you will. Send a little bit up north, if you wouldn't mind. We'd appreciate it. For the question here, I got to go with Egbuka as well. Baker does have, if not for Matt Stafford and Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield's got to be the toughest dude in the league. I think one of his shoulders is basically hanging on by a tendon or two, some duct tape, but it's not his throwing shoulder, thankfully, which obviously is why he's able to play. I'm concerned that he takes one or two shots because he does get sacked a lot. He probably won't be rushing as much today, which keeps him in the pocket to throw, which is good for Egbuka. But if he takes a shot or two, he might be toast. But I'm gonna take the Baker feist and go with him. I'm here with Egbuka, but I do like Diggs in the Patriots against the Giants. But give me Egbuka for a big bounce back. And with Chris Godwin playing, I do think that helps, to Dave's theory, helps take a little bit away from Egbuka, hopefully. So let's roll with Egbuka. Epic is back. Denver defense, San Francisco defense. Once again, Denver is playing Washington in Washington, and the Niners get Cleveland on the road. Both teams on the road. Niners get Cleveland. Denver gets Washington.
I like both this week, but I'm going to go with the team that is way out in front in the NFL in total sacks. Sacks lead to good things. Pressure leads to sacks, fumbles, interceptions, bad decisions. So give me Denver.
Yeah, I agree with that. You get more points for sacks and turnovers than you do for limiting a team's points. So San Francisco's decent at the latter. They're not so good at turnovers or sacks. So it's Denver by a mile for me.
I agree. I think Robert Saleh makes Shedeur Sanders' second game a mess. I think that hopefully the Niners handle business here. I think it's going to be a slow game, very little points overall, but not many turnovers either or sacks. Maybe from Myles Garrett, which, Trent Williams has a hell of a game there. A nice Hall of Fame matchup today to look at for the big boys. But I'm going to go with Denver Broncos here as well versus Mariota.
Yeah, you're not a betting man. By the way, we have to place a bet before the show's over, maybe.
We do.
More sacks today, Myles Garrett or Nick Benito?
Oh, wow. Myles Garrett. Actually, it's going to be Trent Wilson and Garrett all day long. I'm going to give Garrett one, like a true beats him somehow, double team, swim, something, a true sack. Purdy's a little gun shy right now. Don't love that. Nick Pedito. I don't know, man. I'll go with the latter. I think Trent Williams at least slows down Myles Garrett. Lots of pressures, maybe some turnovers because of Myles Garrett. Best in the league right now. But I think Trent Williams at least slows him down as far as sacks are concerned. Okay, like lightning. Did we change up? I can't really. It looks like Harbaugh. Maybe it's a new Harbaugh. Morning, guys. Got a defense, special teams question. Who are you starting out of the following? Browns versus the Niners. So we'll go the other way. Browns versus the Niners. Niners versus the Browns. Tampa Bay versus Arizona. Dolphins versus the Saints. Thanks again. Have a day.
You know what? After what I saw from Purdy, who feels a little gun shy, I'll take Myles Garrett and the Browns. And we're going to go with what Dave said. You get more points for turnovers and sacks than you do for holding the team. So let me go with the current defensive player of the year. Give me Myles Garrett to get some points on the board.
There are some bad offenses here.
That's what I'm thinking.
And Arizona's not one of them.
No, that's true. But Tampa is actually a decent defense. So that's the only interest I have in them. I'm not interested in San Francisco against the Browns. I think they'll give up the fewest points out of these guys. But the Browns are probably going to be – the Dolphins and the Saints is interesting. Somehow the Dolphins might even be playing a little bit better without Jalen Phillips, if that's possible. And the Saints are a really bad offense that keep losing weapons. I think I'm still going to go with Cleveland versus the 49ers. I do think there will be some sacks. If Myles Garrett doesn't get them, he will certainly help generate them. And I do think Purdy is not sure what's up with that. I'm not sure the toe's fully healed. He still looks like he's throwing the ball a little bit high, so that tells me he can't really step into his throws as much as usual. So I'm gonna go with the Browns, just slightly over the Dolphins.
It hurts. Just say it. Get it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
No, I'm okay with the Browns. You know me, man. I'm a homer to the death, as they say back in the 80s when they were rapping, to the death. So I'm a homer all day long. It's not about that. It's more, I could see a low key, like one of the random. Nope. Everyone's like, what the hell? The Dolphins and the Saints are at 32-30 in the fourth quarter, and it's just like this stupid shootout with defensive touchdowns. I mean, I kind of just have a hunch that's the vibe, only because I think the Niners and Browns game is going to be such a slog. And Purdy's gun shy. McCaffrey's going to have 15 catches today. Brian Robinson's going to have 10 out of the backfield as well. They're worried about his interceptions, and I think they're just going to dump it off. So, like, I don't see a lot of downfield throws due to the weather and the pressure and the dump-offs. So I just don't think the defense is going to generate too much. Niners, I think, will beat up on Shador, but they're going to keep it conservative. Tampa versus Arizona, I don't know. I'm going to go wild card here and just say Dolphins. I don't know that you play them, but I just want to put on record maybe that the Dolphins get a couple from Shuck. Also a Duck randomly and a Texas Tech Red Raider. Fun fact. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. All right, everybody. We got about 20 minutes for kickoff. The boys and I need to set our own lineups and make sure we have everything going on for the morning. So we're going to do 10 more minutes of questions. Please make sure to bombard us. If you got last-minute trade questions, you got start, sits, defense. We do support kickers on the program. We don't tell everybody that, but it is something that we're able to help you out with. So if you have any questions there, the kicker conversation's immediate this time of year. Somebody inside, number one, and on a decent offense. That's number 1 and 2. If you got to go past that, then you can go ahead and ask us. But I don't want anybody outside unless they're the automatics, and I don't want anybody necessarily in bad weather, obviously.
Highest implied total. Highest implied total.
I like it. Absolutely. Also, Mariota or Cousins in a super flex. Oof.
You know what? I would probably start a non-quarterback in Superflex. I'd be curious to see what players you have outside of the easy button, which is quarterback at Superflex. Because I don't want to play Mariota against the Broncos, and I don't want to play Cousins in that weather. So I'm currently saying epic fail. Give me 2 or 3 other names that you have on your bench, and I bet you I'm going to select one of them.
I like that.
Yeah, just in case this is all you have, oof is the right answer, but I'm pretty sure you can't put him in your lineup. So if it's Mariota or Cousins, I'm going to go with Mariota. I don't like anything about the Atlanta Jets game. Yeah, it could be a 41-40 game, but I think both of those teams have good enough defenses that it's not going to be a 41-40 game. It's going to be a 10-7 game that if I have to watch it too long, I'm probably going to hurt my TV. So
it could be 4-3 as easily as it could be 10-7.
Yeah, it could be 4-2 all safeties. So, So I'm going to go with Mariota's over Cousins, but Matt's got a point. There are probably about 400 to 600 other players I'd put in Superflex rather than one of those quarterbacks.
And I'm with Dave. If it's one of these two, that's the way. I'll go Mariota as well. I agree with Dave.
Yeah, same. I actually do like it. Epic, if you got a minute or two here while we're still standing, send us a couple extra options. It's not common because quarterbacks generally automatically, even on shitty days, have a better turnout than a non-quarterback in Superflex. But Lamar Jackson just scored 8 points as a quarterback. And he's Lamar Jackson, right? Anybody else could, especially these guys, could totally mess the sheets, if you will, and tank a team. Whereas a Parker Washington could have 6 catches for 60 yards alone and beat that out. So something to consider. You can always start somebody non-quarterback. Don't be automatic about it because these options are so bad. I'll pull the homer card here. I'll go Mariota as well, less because he's a Duck, more because he also runs. If the Falcons get stunted due to weather or the Jets defense, or they're just not playing well for some reason, Cousins is toast. I think the Commanders will be playing from behind, forcing Mariota to throw it, but also he can run the ball as well. So I'm going to go Mariota if you're stuck. Okay, Michael's back. Thanks and appreciate you guys. You're very welcome, bud. And again, if you're interested, more than welcome anybody to sign up for these leagues. Get me in. You're in, buddy. No worries. We will get you. And as Matt said, send him a DM or comment on his article. Epic. We do need your real name behind the scenes. We won't share it publicly and stuff, but we do need it for documentation in the leagues and all that for sign up. And we'll get you links heading into next year. So it won't be for a few months, but we'll get you on the short list. We appreciate you. Hiram, good morning. Flex, PPR, Troy Franklin, go Ducks, or Vidal?
Vidal for me.
Hiram, nice question. I probably am going to go with Franklin. I do like Vidal, but I just don't trust the Chargers line. I'm going to go with Franklin and go with the matchup. I think the Commanders are a terrible defense all along the team. So give me Franklin in that game.
I'm with you, Dave. I think they'll be able. He's out targeting Cortland Sutton. I like Cortland Sutton a lot. Hopefully moving forward, but it has been Troy Franklin and Bo Nix. So I like that connection there. I think that Denver's going to get up early, and Troy Franklin also has bomb potential, which is nice. So Cortland Sutton now is more of a possession receiver, if that. So give me Troy Franklin as well.
Last one, buddy.
All righty. This is the last one here. Okay,
yeah, the Franklin question's the last one we have on the board.
Cool. Unless we get Epic Fail coming back in the next 5 minutes or anybody else pops on, you guys feel free to cut me off and we'll get right back into questions. Otherwise, we have 4 minutes to kick off. I do want to give a quick shout out to some of our listener leagues really quick to give people kind of a preview here. I'll put it this way without mentioning names, and I'm one of them. In the PPR 1 league, let's just say that one of us are in the top 6 in that league. A bunch of are vying for playoff opportunities. In PPR 3, we have 3 leagues here, folks. In PPR 3, we have looks like Style 08. So shout out to that participant. Number 1, 9-3 with plenty of fab left. I think this guy drafted Achan early, and everyone gave him shit about it. I don't remember how that all went down. Maybe Matt can let us know.
No, actually, it was a self-immolation there. He was appalled at his own choice.
Very much so.
That's that reverse psychology we all love in fantasy football. You know what I mean? You start the guy that you want to fail. You assume he will. He blows up.
Matt would have made Sigmund Freud retire early.
I love it. I love it. So Matty Styles up in first place in PPR 3. And then Jeff is in third place. Dave's in fourth place. And Ben is in sixth. I'm pulling up the rear. I'm on a 4-game winning streak. I just had a ton of injuries. I'm going to try to make excuses as long as I can here. Somehow I'm still alive because this league is very, very close. So we like to see that. Do either one of you guys happen to have PPR 2 pulled up? I don't have that league access. If not, that's okay. But in Guillotine, once again, that's a fun league we do as well. Guillotine, for anybody unfamiliar, it's my favorite format, but it's also the most risky, and you lose the most hair throughout a season. All of us have a full head of lettuce. Oh, Matt, I was trying to help us out. I was literally trying to help you out. With all of us have a full head of lettuce. Matt had that's one of those Hollywood bald caps, just to be funny. All of us have a ton of hair, but in Guillotine, we lose it very, very quickly. Styles holding on by the skin of his teeth, if you will, this week. So we're going to need some help here. Shout out to Brees Hall. But Guillotine's really fun. You draft a team. It's basically the lineup changes every single week. The lowest score every single week, that team loses all of its players. They are out of the league. All those players go into the wide receiver or free agent pool, I should say, and they're available for pickup. Let me just have some fun here very quickly, boys, and then I'll wrap up the program. In week 13, after waivers have already run, teams are set for this week. Here's some players available on the waiver wire in this Guillotine League. Baker Mayfield, available. Trevor Lawrence, Marcus Mariota, Brock Purdy. For the quarterbacks. Wide receivers, Ken Walker, Woody Marks, Neil Zonovan Knight are all available for the running backs. Wide receiver position, Terry McLaurin, Marvin Harrison Jr. Jamison Williams was available. Nobody picked him up, and he's just ran on waivers. Quinton Johnson, Mooney, Keenan Allen, Xavier Worthy, Alec Pierce, and then at the tight end position, Rondé Gadsden is available. Fannin, Brenton Strange, Mark Andrews, Schultz, Kyle Pitts. You get the point. So a lot of fun players are available because these lineups and rosters are so stacked. Matt is the last one standing for the rest of us. So hold it down, my man. We wish you the best there. If no other questions, I think we're going to get out of here. Let's see.
Epic came back and said, "You called for me?"
We did, my man. So I'll give you 2 minutes here. We were mentioning, you're in the league. Get a hold of Matt in his article. That's number one. Number two, we have another question here that we'll get to in a second. But Epic, it was, let us know your non-quarterback superflex options for that quarterback, Cousins and Mariota. Who else do you have available? Maybe we'll start a non-quarterback option. Let us know in 2 minutes. We're going to get out of here. Final question. Otherwise, pick 2 in PPR. Jalen Warren, Tet McMillan, Rico Dowdle, Ashton Genty. This sounds like a guillotine lineup, gentlemen.
2 PPR. Give me Genty because he's the only guy there, and McMillan. McMillan. Genty and McMillan.
I love the matchup for Jaylen Warren against the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills have just a terrible run defense. I know Warren's not necessarily the guy that's going to get all the touches, but I think he's going to get enough. I'm not crazy about the Carolina Panthers against the Rams this week. So I'm going to go with Monty and hope that the new Raiders offensive coordinator, which is also one of the old Raiders offensive coordinators, is at least paying attention to the team.
Yeah, Greg Olson back in the helm there for the Raiders. Tet, I don't like the matchup. Rico, I don't like the matchup against the Rams in both and the weather. So give me Jaylen Warren and Genty as well. Epic fail. We'll give you another minute, my man. If you can't get back, then go ahead and start Mariota. Otherwise, we got it here.
He did come back. It's not a pretty.
It's not, but it's options here. So Tez Johnson. So super flex option. Do you want Cousins, Mariota, Tez Johnson, or Dalton Schultz? And we'll run out.
Mariota.
Dave, that who you got to?
So, yeah, Tez Johnson or Dalton Schultz. I think I'm going to stick with Mariota, but Tez Johnson is a little bit fascinating to me. I just don't know with Schultz does have a pretty terrific matchup. I'd probably consider him, but I think I'm going to stick with Mariota.
Yeah. I'm going to stick Mariota too. Godwin's back. Baker's banged up. I love Tez Johnson, but a little bit concerned there. So give me Mariota as well. All right, everybody. We're going to head out of here. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Jeff had to take off early, but he was here earlier. Deke is on bye week. But for Matt and Dave, I am Sky. You can find everything at Razzball at the football.razzball.com. You can, of course, find everything at Razzball Fantasy NFL on X. Make sure you get a hold of Matt or Dave in their articles if you'd like to be a part of the listener leagues for next season. Again, this is for next year, so don't expect anything to happen too quickly, but we will get a hold of you. We need your email address and your real name, please, with your handle so we recognize overall. That'd be much helpful. Appreciate you. Of course, you can find us on the podcast and right here on the YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get in touch with all of our links. Playoffs are upon us, gentlemen. Make sure, and ladies, make sure that you are up to date. If you have any other questions throughout the week, let us know. We are the Razzball Fantasy Football team. We've had a lot of fun. Again, blessed, belated, happy Thanksgiving. Get home safe. Enjoy the rest of your football. We'll catch you later. For Matt, for Dave, I'm Sky. We are out of here.